not trying to front or flex or post up.
I mean, you're about to do all those things, but go on.
But
I'm so excited
looking at
to
that
hear.
clap sync, my timing, impeccable.
It really was.
Also, I apologize in advance because my cat will be meowing this entire episode in the background.
Neat.
Yeah, there she goes. Because I put her on weight loss food, and she is pissed.
Understandable. Cats don't tend to like that.
So every time I start like talking to people that aren't her, she gets like really moody and she starts meowing because she wants me to go like feed her real food, but she's also like overweight and I'm trying to get her, you know, to not die fast. Do you want to die? Because like I can make that happen.
Sounds like
right
my
now.
ex.
What?
Quiet.
I said, sounds
Your
like my
wants
ex.
to die.
Dan, please. We know you don't have an ex.
I know,
Okay, so
but
I
it's
know
a
we live in-
solid joke.
I know.
You know what?
We live in different time zones.
Hashtag no sell jokes
So
2019.
we live, you know, you guys live on the East Coast. I live more central, but sometimes, and not like sometimes, like sometimes, like two different words, are universal. One of those is I think everyone's favorite time of the day, Jackson's Beer Corner, which I just like slammed my bottle opener into my microphone. So, so have fun, Noah.
Thanks.
You know, before we get into this though, I got something to talk about, and that's okay, Kat, you and I gotta have a talk. It's right now. What's going on? What? Come here. It's okay. No, she's not gonna stop. Okay, anyway, I want to talk about Japan.
Okay. It's not where I thought this was going, but fire away.
I know it was. I think because you know where I didn't want to bring that topic up when we were talking about beer corner because I feel like that'd be kind of weird.
No, I would agree.
Today's beer, Sapporo.
Okay.
Sapporo. I think I don't know what it was. It is a Japanese import beer. Well, it's actually not an import because they brew it in America now for, you know, logistic reasons. Not all of it, but they brew some of it in America, in Wisconsin actually. But it's like the highest selling Japanese beer in North America. It's a dark lager made by Sapporo Breweries, and their subsidiary is, let me see, what's the place called? It's Sapporo, but it's out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. So Sapporo Premium is what it's called. And Sapporo, as a city, is in the largest prefecture of Japan called Hokkaido. The largest island in Japan, not a prefecture. But it's like that really big, you know, like that big, like...
The big part.
The blob at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Hokkaido. It's like the colder area. Sapporo is the 5th largest city in Japan, and it's up there, and they are famous for this beer.
Okay.
So, there you go. And the reason I chose this beer today is because of something I've been reading. And by been reading, I mean I'm almost done reading. Which is a book called Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami.
Does it have anything to do with the Beatles?
A little bit. The name is obviously based off the Beatles song. It's a book. He wrote it in the 80s, but it's based on like the 60s. And it's like a kind of a love story mixed with like a tragedy.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, it's a really good, really sad story, but very moving. And so I wanted to talk about that. And you, if you're listening and are interested in a book, but maybe don't necessarily have the time or really the passion for sitting there and reading something in paperback fashion or buying it for like $20 at Barnes & Noble like I did, you can get it on Audible.
Awesome.
Which is a sponsor of the podcast. Go to audible.com/Alfier.
Audibletrial.com.
Audibletrial.com/Alfier.
Yep.
You know, download Norwegian Wood, listen to that real quick, and, you know, get back to me. Leave some comments in the Discord. You'll cry, I'll cry, we'll have a great time. And be sad about one of the most well-known works of Japanese fiction. Actually, like the coolest thing about it to me is since I've been reading it, a lot of like anime plots, because I like to watch a lot of drama and sad and slice of life type animes, and a lot of the plots are very heavily derived from this book, which makes sense because this is not literally, but like what the translator's note said is like, this is a book everyone in Japan has read. So it's kind of like The Great Gatsby or something, you know, where it's like everyone...
like Tom Sawyer, Great Gatsby, that kind of
like if
level.
you're there, even if you haven't read it, you know what happens or like what goes on. Very famous story. Do you want up? You can come up, okay. No, you just want to run away? That's fine, fuck you. So yeah, Haruki Murakami's Norwegian Wood. And if you choose to say it like Norwegian Wood, it's a lot of fun. And Sapporo is I think it's a good beer. It's very generic.
Okay.
It's gonna make a dark lager. It's pretty flavorful, and because it's darker, it does have like more barley in the base. But you know, it runs. It's your pretty standard beer. Although if you want to try something a little bit foreign, see what they're drinking over in Japan, I give it a try. It's not the same as like a Budweiser. It definitely has its differences.
Well, that's always good.
It's 4.9% ABV.
That's not too bad.
And it comes in cans or bottles. I've only seen bottles, but I know the cans exist.
Nice.
Yeah. Would recommend.
I'm kind of torn between the bottle versus can debate. I don't know if you have many opinions on it, but my issue is like, obviously every time I go for like a soda or anything like that, I go for a bottle because bottle soda is better.
No.
No?
Canned soda is always better.
You? Okay. So
what kind of bottle?
Stance.
Glass or plastic?
Glass.
That's true too.
Glass
glass
bottle,
bottle
yeah,
soda.
no. Glass bottle
Even
soda is
then,
better.
glass bottle's fine, comparable to can, but I prefer a can almost always.
Okay. Well, in that case, you will probably have a different opinion on this, or the same opinion on this that I do. Canned beer is better than bottled beer.
You know, I think I agree.
And I know a lot of that is just because in a can, there's no light getting to the beer, which will obviously help it. However, that part of me that just wants glass bottled things is always just a little bit disappointed that I can't have a glass bottled beer without having to worry about some chump leaving it out in the sun too long.
Yeah, and another thing about not like taking cans over bottles for beer is like, you know, when you're mad at your wife and you crush a can, it doesn't feel the same as when you shatter a bottle on the kitchen floor.
You're right. I can't say either way is a good idea, but I also can't say you're wrong.
Domestic violence in the least here at Off the Air. That was
no, yes.
But yeah, if I have to say that's a joke, then what's the point of making the joke? We've been over that too.
Endorse domestic violence, just violence against the bourgeoisie.
Guys, so speaking of which, Noah, have you seen the new champion in League of Legends?
I have not yet. Is that who you were playing as before you joined us?
No. I just play as the Invisible Lady because she's fun. For anyone who was watching and familiar with League of Legends, I play Evelynn pretty much exclusively these days because it's great to go like 35-2 and then hard carry every team. It's wonderful. Anyway, this new champion's name is Silas, and he's like the Kingdom Breaker.
Oh, is he? No, that was someone else that was built up as the assassin support.
No, it's Pike.
Okay.
Or as I call him, Pickle Rick.
Why?
Just to be diminutive.
Wow, real mature.
Cat, if you get on my desk right now, I'll be mad at you. Guys, I'm having the struggle of a lifetime with this cat recently. Ever since my other cat ran away, she's been like trying to take over.
Very sad about your other cat, by the way, joining that cat gang.
Still, but you know, I'm not worried about him or anything.
This is the guy that went off to join the cat gang, yeah?
Yeah. That's that guy. Yeah, this cat's she's been trying to take over, and so I put her on weight control food, and I've been like, hey, look, you're gonna be nice, but she's just mewing away. I've got her on my lap now, so she's calmed down.
I mean,
she's
it
on
makes
the keyboard.
sense,
Okay.
you know, when someone leaves, when one crime boss leaves, another one has to take its place.
It's true, but she was the crime boss the whole time. She's just like, she's finally like, I can truly stretch my wings now and burn this house to the ground. I'm like, don't do that, buddy. Oh, there she goes.
Yep, sounds like she really wants to burn the house down.
But this new League of Legends champion, his whole thing is like one of the things he says is like, this kingdom is so fragile. Watch me break it to the ground. I'm like, this guy, he gets it. This guy knows what it's like to want to eat people who are rich.
I feel like that could be said for more than one League of Legends character.
Oh, but this guy's like whole thing is like he just wants to like destroy the giant kingdoms and the rich people and specifically like the upper class.
There you go.
I'm like, this guy gets it. This guy fucks.
I can get behind this. One of these days, I will actually play League with you again, and it'll be a good time.
I'm excited for it.
I like that you think it'll be a good time.
I mean, I do legitimately enjoy playing it every time I play.
The game's really good.
But it's very difficult for me to decide to play because I only want to play with other people.
That's basically how I feel about Overwatch at this point.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I've only ever enjoyed playing it with other people just because it's better that way.
I honestly still think Overwatch is not really a good game.
I mean, you're allowed to have that opinion.
That's fair.
It just always feels like I don't know. I want to do whatever. And the game's like, you're doing this, you're playing this character, you have to do this.
I
don't know.
Very strongly disagree, but that's totally your opinion. You're allowed to think it's shit. I'm not going to even pretend like it's a great game.
But like one of the fun things about like League of Legends is you can play like a healing based support, just build like critical hit attack damage items, go in the top lane and just like 1v1 the enemy like mages. And like the game is not built for that or supposed to do that, but because of your individual skill and the items you're allowed to build to customize like the way your character plays, you can do it.
My problem with MOBAs is that like to play them, to me, like when I played Dota for a while, because I didn't know enough about the game and didn't want to put the time into understanding each character. And Dota has what, 20 characters, 30? A lot. It has a ton.
Yeah.
I
don't like Dota either, honestly. I don't hate it, but I don't really like it. Because again, I think it's one of those things like you get like one item the whole game, and like you can't really customize your playstyle. I mean, you can to an extent, like more so than Overwatch. But like I like being able to do stupid stuff if I really feel like it on like a Tuesday night.
I
Understandable.
wish that my problem is that yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Damn it, sorry. My problem is that they have they have a tendency to not have like you have to understand enough of the other characters to actually like play them with any degree of like having fun and not just feel like, at least in my experience, not just feel like, well, I didn't know that character could do that and now I'm getting completely destroyed the entire game because of it and there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
And
you know, Dota's much more guilty of that than League because comebacks are not facilitated within the meta.
Yeah.
And now I think League, honestly, this season my biggest problem is I think League is trying too hard to make comebacks a big part of the meta. So like it's just all based on like, oh, if you just kill whoever's like really far ahead, you can just win the game even if they're doing really great because now you have more money than everyone in the world. Not literally, but it feels like it's a little bit more imbalanced and designed for early ending games and comebacks. But
I don't know. I wish that I care. I wish that I think Overwatch is as close as I'm ever going to get to playing a real MOBA. And like, it's not a MOBA in any way.
It's an arena shooter.
Yeah.
What's it classified as?
I don't know.
I think an arena shooter, a character hero shooter. I don't know.
There was a third person MOBA that
Smite.
I was gonna say, was it Smite?
What it was? Is it the one that got shut down?
Yeah,
it's either Smite or Paladins.
Probably
Paladins.
Smite never. Paladins.
Which one had the chick that had like the 4 or 5 swords or whatever levitating?
That was Smite. Smite's they're both by the same studio. That's why you might become confused. They're both high res, which is what they look pretty similar in graphics too.
High res. You can't see it, but I'm shaking my fist dramatically.
Yeah, they have a pretty bad record. Yeah, I didn't like Smite too much. It was just kind of weird. Didn't quite work right. Paladins, though, I don't hate.
I played. I think I played a little bit of Smite. I can't remember if I've ever played any Paladins. I don't remember. I played them both for a very brief amount of time, and then like so many games, it only is really, really fun if you're playing with other people. I can't. Most games that I play that are multiplayer now, I can only play with friends of mine because otherwise I just get pissed at whoever I'm playing with or against.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't play games solo pretty much ever.
Like I just can't. I wish I could because like there are some games where like I wish that I could play Overwatch solo because that way I could actually get better at it and like enjoy it more and like actually maybe drag myself out of Silver Hill. But it's so much work to play with like just randos.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it, honestly. That's why I don't do it.
I would agree.
I mean, occasionally, like, if I'll do, like, a duo queue, because you can do that, but I don't really like doing stuff by myself. Because even if you're good enough to just, like, destroy everyone, it's still not as fun if, like, you don't have people there to talk to.
It's also still not as fun if you don't have people there to show off to.
That's true, but my friends hate when I do good, so.
Same. And then they tell me I can't play Hanzo anymore.
You were just an angry Hanzo player, Dan. That's the main reason that we said it.
If you're an angry person about it, then it's your fault. But the game I played right before we started this, I was the only one who had a positive kill death ratio on my team. 14 kills, 8 deaths. Everyone else had less than half my kills.
Nice.
And my whole team was flaming me. All my friends, they're like, yeah. And I was like, I'm getting off. They're like, thank God. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Dan, that's not what we do to you. We get mad at you because you just yelled a lot.
I still yell a lot.
You do. It's if you give a mouse a cookie. You know, if like I looked through all my match histories, like not a single game is me having a negative kill death ratio. They're all like 26-4, 16-5, 11-1, 11-3.
Weird flex, but okay.
Like which is fine. But like, if you give a mouse a cookie, as soon as your team is losing a game and you're still doing good, now you're the problem.
Yo.
When you're doing good and you're letting them win, then you're not the problem.
Yo, I know that feel though.
But whatever. It's not like a pressing matter, and it's just a video game. They're my friends still.
Nah, they're not my friends anymore.
Weird.
That's why I don't play Overwatch with them anymore. It has nothing to do with the amount of free time I still have.
Yeah, that's it. Noah, how do you like Smash Ultimate?
I'm in love with Smash Ultimate.
Who do you play?
I haven't unlocked all my guys yet, but I've picked up Roy again, and I forgot how much I loved Roy.
Roy is really good, but unfortunately,
it's not King K. Rool.
No, fuck off. No, the problem is that if you play a sword character, you're big gay.
Honestly, yeah. So, Jackson has a point.
Does everything make me the big gay?
No, just if you play a sword character. Yeah. If you play a sword character in Smash Ultimate, you're big gay.
Especially if you play King K. Rool,
you have a tiny dick.
If you play King K. Rool, you probably have a tiny dick, but aren't big gay.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't big gay as in you're homosexual. This is as a pejorative directed towards people who I'm being mean to in this moment.
Good save.
Oh, that's not being homosexual, which I think is an entirely positive thing.
See,
I just wanted to differentiate.
I love playing sword characters. I especially enjoy having counters just because I feel like it gives...
Do you like being big gay?
I mean, I didn't think I did, but apparently I do.
Have you tried playing it? You know, there's characters with counters that aren't sword characters.
You're right. Like, what is he? Little Mac. Little Mac does that, but Little Mac can't move to save his life. So
What?
You know who can move really well and has a pseudo counter in the form of a time slowdown?
what is that?
Wait, you said Little Mac
Bayonetta.
can't move
Shoot,
very
you're right.
well?
Little Mac, if he goes off the stage, he just dies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with him moving very well.
Dan, all
That's
I'm
just he has
saying is
shit
if I get
recovery.
knocked 2 feet off the stage, I want to be able to survive. And
Yeah, the problem with Ultimate is its movement is entirely aerial movement, and attacks are entirely aerial attacks.
Mm,
The entire game is air based, and Little Mac is
Not.
in the dust, unfortunately.
I did get to watch a really strong Bayonetta a little while ago on a stream, and it was frightening because they got
Yeah,
trashed by someone playing a custom me character, and
makes sense.
I was like, wow, that was rough. Poor them. And then they did a rematch, and they just absolutely ate them alive 3 matches in a row after that.
Yeah, Bayonetta's still got combos, but she's just not very good in this game comparatively.
Comparatively, and it's still one of those things where the ways she's not better is more of an accessible level, and if you're like still really good at her, you can definitely make her work.
Yeah, but the problem is like everyone who's really good at her was only really good at her because they wanted to win. Which means that in this game they don't care about playing her. They're just gonna go play whoever's number 1 rated.
That's a shame.
It's a shame. That's why, you know, I played Bayonetta in Smash 4 and everyone gave me shit for it. But I like the game. I like the character. You know, I like Platinum. Bayonetta looks like female Hideo Kojima, which is a good thing. And
that's what we all really wanted in life.
all I want is Bayonetta to crush my skull with her thighs. And that's all I've ever wanted. And so, you know, when this new Smash game came out, I played Bayonetta still. And
No.
you know.
Now, Jackson, I just need to know why specifically Bayonetta thighs, if I may ask.
Because she's my friend.
Okay. Just want to check. I was just curious, you know, because I
You guys
mean,
know who else is a friend?
Paddington
Paddington. You guys know Paddington?
off the air.
Hey.
No, Paddington. You know Paddington?
You know
I've
what?
never
I do know
actually watched
Paddington.
Paddington.
Never was a fan.
You didn't like Paddington?
Nah.
That's
Have you
like-
seen the new movies?
That game or that movie is like rated perfectly everywhere. What are you talking about?
I don't like the character.
Well, have you seen the movies that are like
I have
recent?
not, because I didn't
They're
have
very
any
good.
attachment to the character, so I felt like I had
I
no
didn't
reason to
either.
see the movie.
I didn't either, and I saw the first movie when I was 20, and I loved it. And I saw the second movie when I was 21, and I loved it.
I don't know.
Big fan.
Just never super interested.
Well, I'm a big fan of bears, though.
Yeah,
Understandable.
Yeah,
not
bears
a
are probably like my favorite animals.
not a huge fan of, you know, skinny dudes.
Twinks.
Yep, I didn't
fuck
want to
up.
say twink because I feel like
Shut
that. For
the
some
fuck
reason,
up.
I feel like twink is definitely like it feels vaguely offensive
Twink
to
is
say.
not derogatory.
I know
unless
it's
you're
not.
twink-phobic.
I know it's not, but for
But it
some
sounds
reason,
like
it
it
always
is.
feels like it is. Yeah, and
It's
so
because you might just be into twinks yourself, and
I
you're
mean,
afraid
I
of saying the word.
distinctly
Shoot,
am,
dude,
but that
you're
has
right.
nothing to do with anything. Like, I don't know what your point is.
I was really
Nice.
hoping for a better reveal for this. Like, this is. I don't want to say it's
No, you're big
disappointing,
gay.
but
No, yeah, you don't get to talk. You,
my
you,
bad.
You
No one
play
gets-
fucking
You know what,
Roy.
Noah, you don't get to talk. Dan, you don't get to talk. I'm not talking.
No one gets to talk.
All right. 30 seconds of dead air. Let's go. Nope, waited too long. I'm bored now. All right, let's go. What else we got?
Well, Jackson linked us the most disturbing concept I've heard in a little while, right as we started recording. So that was something.
Are we gonna talk about shit sucks?
Poop sock. It's different.
Really? Because I feel like that's a synonym.
The term is poop sock. You can call it whatever you want, but you're wrong if you're
I
not
mean,
calling it
yeah.
a poop sock.
It's the poop sock.
I'm not sorry.
See, this was back in
just not.
2008 when the world was a more innocent place and people didn't say nasty things like shit sock. They said poop sock.
Well, sometimes you got the poop sock. Actually, my point is that there are no times when you have the poop sock.
Did you guys ever
So
pee in a
for
bottle?
those of you who aren't aware, the poop sock is much like the pee bottles. People like pee in the bottles and keep them in their room when they're doing like World of Warcraft raids. It's like you just sit in the same chair for like 12 hours. You can't leave for like any reason at all. So you just like shit into a sock for whatever reason. It's a sock. I don't know why. It's like a sealed container and you just like leave it there, or, like throw it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the poop sock. There are no situations outside of being trapped in an elevator for multiple days or being forced to shit into a sock that I would shit into a sock.
Yeah, no, I heavily agree with that sentiment.
Have you ever peed in a bottle though?
No.
I have not. I've never had the need to, so
Peed out the window of a car one time.
I have not
I've
done that.
yeah.
either.
I've done both at different points in my life. Neither for like any real like specific reason. Like it was not like I was super into WoW for a while and I had to pee in a bottle. It was more of like I was a stupid kid.
And you peed in a bottle for fun?
And I was, dude, you don't understand.
A little epic gamer moment.
Guys, I don't think you understand how little I had to do. I had like available to entertain myself as a child. Like I don't think you get it.
All
The thing is, there's no amount of getting it that would justify you pissing into a bottle for
You know
fun.
what? You know what? I don't have to justify it.
No, it's
No,
the
you
part
don't,
where you
and you
said
couldn't.
for fun is the literal only reason we need you to justify it.
I don't need you to because you can't.
I mean,
so it's okay.
I didn't even say for fun. I just
No,
said
don't
I
worry
just
about
said
it. It's
I
all
was a
good.
dumb kid.
Oh,
Like I didn't.
Okay,
yeah.
You Jackson said for fun, and you assigned it to me.
You guys know who I think's a war criminal?
Dan for peeing in a bottle for
Shaq.
fun.
Shaquille
Shaq?
O'Neal.
Why Shaq?
Yeah.
Wow, Dan, way to be formal. Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
yes.
Saying Shaquille O'Neal is such a better way to say his name than just calling him Shaq. Hot take.
Well, if you're his friend like I am, you call him Shaq.
Yeah.
Somehow I find that
And
hard
today
to
I
believe
got a
on
lot of
both accounts.
friends. That's been kind of like my thing I've been saying lately. Like whenever anyone's like, "Oh, like, do you see that new thing with Chris Pratt?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's my friend Chris Pratt. I know him. I just like to call everyone my friend."
Actually, I don't know if you just pulled that out of nowhere. Did you actually see the new thing with Chris Pratt? And now everyone's on his
I don't
case
care
about
shit about Chris Pratt.
being a pair. Okay.
Did he tweet out Jesus is alive or something like that?
No, he got engaged.
Oh, weird.
Mhm.
Yeah, good for him.
And people were freaking actually losing their goddamn shit on Twitter about it
Wasn't
because
he married?
He was.
because he was married like less than a year ago.
Mhm.
Oh.
And so it's a real quick like switcheroo. And apparently this is where people suddenly figured out that Chris Pratt is both both religious and a Republican. And I'm like,
That's been his whole thing.
that's
Yeah.
that hasn't
Literally,
like,
it's been his whole thing.
and it's almost like
you know
you
what
can be
throws
funny.
people off is because he swears in movies, so he can't be a Republican or a Christian.
I was gonna say, you know,
Well,
you can
maybe
be
a
funny
swear in
Republican.
and be playing a character and still
I poop in socks and I'm still a Republican Christian.
still have political
Shoot,
and
dude, you're
religious
right.
beliefs. Yeah, and people, and also people were losing their shit because they were like, "Oh, but you fucking got divorced from what's her name like not even a year ago." And I'm like, "Bitch, like
He's allowed to do that, I
he's
guess.
allowed to move on. He's an
It's not illegal. It's just kind of scummy to get engaged that quick.
Also,
I mean,
he got engaged to
it's
Arnold
indicative of a
Schwarzenegger's
bigger
daughter,
problem.
which
Yeah.
I'm
Nice.
I'm
I'm
so
excited
on board
about.
with.
You think Arnold's gonna let his daughter marry a Republican?
Yes.
I
Actually,
think-
that's a
I
good
think-
question. What did he run
No.
as?
And he's a Democrat.
Okay.
I think Arnold is progressive enough to let his daughter marry whoever she wants, and
Yeah.
that I think is more powerful than stopping her from marrying someone because of
Yeah,
the political
100%.
affiliations.
I think I'm sure he gives a shit, but I also am sure
No,
that
no.
like
He's a Republican.
yeah.
No, I guess he just really hates Donald Trump.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, a
Gee,
lot of
well,
There's no
Republicans
way a
do.
governor of California 4 years ago was a
No,
Republican.
no. See, Schwarzenegger was elected governor of California under the second question in the ballot with 48.6% of the vote to choose a successor to Davis. Schwarzenegger defeated Democrat Cruz Bustamante. That was terrible. My bad. And then it says fellow Republican Tom McClintock.
Huh, I guess he's just a really progressive Republican.
Mhm.
that you can. It's almost like people can be nuanced and have multiple beliefs about different things.
Also,
Yes, but when it comes to positions like Congress and government, a lot of times there's not a lot of nuance to it.
yeah, not a lot.
Because if you have any nuance at all, they just label you as like a rhinoceros and they're like, you fucking animal.
Also, I
And then everyone
Googled
hates you
was
and-
ARN, and then one of the top results, if not even the first result, was is Arnold Schwarzenegger a Republican? So I guess that's a
I
question
guess he
that's
just
been getting asked
he
a lot
really
recently.
hates Donald Trump, though.
Hey, more power to him.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone else.
Although, did you see? Let's date this episode. Since the government's shut down, they don't have any caterers at the White House, so he got
Postmates.
this dinner catered by McDonald's and Wendy's.
Why not, you know? And Wendy's at the same time?
Yeah, dude.
Now, my man's really bringing people together.
It's really funny. There's this video of people.
I just don't want to undo the thing where I just call Trump my man.
Yeah, you can you can do that.
You know what? I actually don't really mind. I call everybody my man. It's not really a special term.
There's Domino's pizza, there's burgers and burgers and burgers and some salads, and people are walking around with this like fine china, putting boxed burgers and slices of pizza
gonna lie.
on top of their plates.
I mean,
That's
hashtag
fucking
aesthetic.
dope. Honestly, if I went to the White House and they're like, we got some Domino's, I'd be like, hell yeah, we do.
Honestly, same. Like, I can't be mad at that.
I feel like if I'm a politician, I'm only eating these fancy dinners. Every once in a while, I just want a Big Mac.
Oh, you have to.
You guys remember that? That's a whole scene in Kingsman.
It is.
Which, by the way,
Same as you.
fucking great movie.
Still haven't seen it, and I feel bad about
Very
it.
good.
Dude, you would love it.
Abraham Lincoln looking at them filet o fish like, damn, son, that looked like a snack.
I haven't had a filet of fish in so long.
But like the thing is, like people were probably like, oh my God, right with Abraham Lincoln behind him, what a disgrace. But like, Abraham Lincoln would be decimating a fillet of fish.
It's almost like, and hear me out on this, you guys, and like this is gonna be a wild, crazy claim. It's almost like it's just food, and you don't have to be eating fucking top dollar food every time just because you have the money to do it. Fuck out of here with that.
It's almost like they're people.
Nah, I mean, is Donald Trump a person, or is he like a lizard in human skin?
He is a human being.
No,
and that's something I think we all need to acknowledge.
Lizard overlords. No.
You know what? You're right. He's too anti-establishment to be a lizard overlord.
Is he though? Because
no,
he is
100%
the establishment.
not.
Okay, just making sure on the same page. But I just feel like, imagine giving a Big Mac to like like Alexander Hamilton. I feel like that'd be really fun because he'd be like, "What light doth break through yonder window?" I'm like, it's a fucking Big Mac, Alex. Eat it. He'd be like,
Alex, stop.
The secret sauce. I'm like, yeah, secret sauce, sesame seed bun, buddy. And he'd be like, I imagine death so much it feels more like and I'd like judo chop and be like, this is fucking stupid.
What presidents do you think would have vaped?
I think all of presidents wouldn't vape, and I think the only one that wouldn't vape, Harding. Fuck that guy.
I feel like
the only ones who wouldn't vape would have been ones that were against like smoking in general.
No, they would have. I asked him.
Oh, might be.
yeah,
might be.
I sent a 9 message.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy, my man, would you vape? Boy, yeah, boy.
Nah, man, nah. See, I feel like Teddy wouldn't vape because I feel like he would think that was some like bitch shit.
No, he would.
Nah, I feel like he's definitely a cigar kind of guy. Like I just can't imagine Teddy Roosevelt with a vape.
I don't know, dude. A lot of people vape now. It's not as weird as it used to be.
Oh no, it's still just as weird. It's just more people do it. Hot take.
That sounds like a guy who doesn't have any friends
image
who
of
vape.
Traditional masculinity.
Oh, I do. I just the thing is, I associate vape super heavily with weed because all of my friends who vape use fucking weed cartridges or whatever the fuck they're called.
Use weed cartridges.
Whatever the fuck they are.
They have dab pens.
Sure.
Yeah, they have dab pens. I use dab cartridges for like Juuls.
Sure, those.
Which are stupid.
As you can tell, I super care about weed.
I can tell.
Hot take. I don't really like weed.
I don't either. I hate the smell of it. I hate the smell of it.
Never.
I love cigarettes though.
Good for you.
I love them. They smell great. Don't taste good, but I like the smell of them.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind the smell of like nice ones when it gets on my clothes when I'm out. But it's gotta not. It's gotta be not cheap
scented
ones.
Candle. I wouldn't buy it because I'd be stupid. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's the thing. Smoking is still really big in Japan. I'm just looking at the Sephora. I'm like, yeah, smoking is still like really big over there. Asia and a good bit of Europe too. Like you go to like a restaurant in Japan and like people are just smoking up inside. Like any bar, like there's gonna like guaranteed be people smoking inside, which is like foreign to me anymore. Because like I don't think there's anywhere in America you can still smoke inside.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of places. It's just bars
Where
though.
At? Maybe I don't think they're allowed to do that.
I mean, there definitely are. I've definitely been into bars. That
I was gonna say my band plays in a smoking bar all the time.
Yeah, there's like smoke lounges, but they're not like ours. Yeah, you can't like smoke inside restaurants and stuff in Texas.
I haven't seen anyone smoke inside a restaurant in a very long time. That I'll give you.
Yeah, that is definitely not a thing that happens anymore. I mean, I'm probably about to be proved wrong. Can't wait to get fact checked on that one, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up because I don't know honestly.
I like that you think people care enough about this podcast to fact check anything we've ever said.
No, some people have fact checked us.
Why?
No, like constructively fact checked, not like rudely fact checked. What are you talking about?
Like to what end? Like what do they think they're achieving? You know?
Usually it's when I'm like happy for feedback because feedback is always a gift.
I don't understand.
Nothing is a gift.
I'm just saying, I used to have a manager who would say feedback and then she'd hold her hands and open them up like a book or like she's giving you a gift and say, is a gift. And then she'd tell you what you were doing wrong.
16 states that still allow
I fucking hate that.
Smoking in bars and restaurants.
So like fucking pretentious.
I mean, that was kind of her shtick, but in hindsight, I greatly appreciate it because she was one of the best managers I ever had. I just didn't appreciate her at the time.
I mean, it doesn't make her not an asshole. Hot take.
Oh, no. I greatly agree with that statement. But
like you can be it sounds like she's just an asshole who also happened to have some good ideas every now and again.
No, she was a good manager, like a legitimately good manager. But also slightly yes.
Doubt.
Press X to doubt.
Let's see.
In case that wasn't clear, that was me mashing my X button.
I didn't guess that, but it makes sense.
Well,
no, Pennsylvania, it's not legal to smoke in bars or restaurants.
Well, I'm telling you, it's happening. People are doing it, so.
Well, it's fine. I mean, it probably doesn't matter that much.
Bars that cops frequent, even.
Pennsylvania, Texas, There probably is like some clauses why you can get away with it. Maybe like if you sell it there, you can probably do it. But
Mm-hmm.
who knows? But yeah, there's a little map. I don't know how accurate it is though. It could be super wrong.
It probably is. Just like, I don't know, something else that's super wrong. I didn't know where
I
I was
realized
with
like
that.
20 minutes ago I called Shaq a war criminal and never expounded on that.
You
Oh,
didn't.
shoot. No, you're right. Yeah. Dan instead started calling him Shaquille O'Neal.
And apparently
yeah.
that's not appropriate. I'm not alled to do that. Might be you
Not
guys.
at
No
all.
one calls him Shaquille
Um,
O'Neal.
Shaq is just he does commercials for Nestle Crunch.
Okay.
And because of his affiliation with Nestle, he's a war criminal in my mind.
What's wrong with Nestle?
What isn't wrong with Nestle?
Yeah,
You want to take this
exactly.
one, bud?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a list compiled here. Nestle affronts to humanity.
I want to know what. I
I'm
want to
going to
know
be
what.
so happy if there's a lot of results to that. Not
Wow,
gonna-
the first like 6 things are all advertisements from Nestle.
I feel like they don't.
Slick.
Let's get down to something maybe a little bit.
Little more useful to you.
Let's see.
Nestle affront to humanity.
Yeah, maybe this was a bit too much of a too intense of a search. Nestle
Nestle hosts symposium.
problematic.
I forgot
There you
Nestle
go.
made
Why
water.
Nestle is one of the most hated companies in the
Wait,
world.
you forgot Nestle
Um,
made water?
Yeah, dude.
That's the biggest issue that they have.
Yeah, that's
is
their whole.
water.
That's like the whole.
Okay,
they,
when I hear
uh,
Nestle, I think of chocolate chips, okay? And like
yeah, they don't-
That's it.
They like don't want you to have access to water just because you live in a society.
We all live in
I
a
think that it
society.
should be-
You know.
They think it should be able to be privatized. They think it should be privatized, not be able to be.
wait,
Like they think
How-
water it should be a private industry that is able to be like
no water
You
for
know.
you?
denied to someone. Yeah, just like, oh, you bought a house, unlucky, you can't get any water.
What?
Yeah,
I mean,
That's not-
which of course we have to pay for water
Okay.
to activate it, but it's
So I have
really
a-
it's a minimal fee.
This list that like claims it's the top 5 things that are wrong with them. Water doesn't even hit until point 5. Point
Damn.
point number 2 is
Baby food
child
stuff?
slavery.
Yep. Oh yeah, they're employees, but that's something I don't go at them particularly for because that's something every corporation is guilty of.
Yeah, it
and I
just
hate
it
them all
depends
for.
on whether it comes out or not.
Exactly. Was a big yeah, it's child labor and trafficking too. It just sucks that that's like such a big thing in so much of the world.
Palm oil. What is this? Oh, they fought with Greenpeace. Interesting.
Who wouldn't?
Hot take: Greenpeace
Yeah.
is kind of trash.
Yeah, it's one of those organizations, kind of like PETA,
Mhm.
where like
I can
you
get
hear the name
behind
and they hear
their
what they're
message,
about, and you're like, yeah,
but they are too extreme in what they. And PETA's a joke. It's a shame to say because
PETA's a terrible joke.
I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegetarian, but I'm not like angry at those people. And it's not like I support like terrible living conditions for animals. I can get behind their message of let's treat animals decently, you know?
Yeah,
But then they go around and they throw paint on faux fur coats because they can't tell the
Mhm.
difference between fur and faux fur. So they ruin someone's coat.
and even then, I think if you just ruin someone's coat, even if it is real fur, like you're still a trash
oh,
bag
very much so. But
because all you've done is make them angry at you.
yeah,
And all they're going to do is go out and buy more fur out of spite for you. I think that's what I would do. If you talk to me and tell me why you think what you think, and we can come to an agreement, maybe you can make someone stop wearing fur. But if you just destroy everything they have, then you just look like a scumbag. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about burning things to the ground when I don't agree with them.
oh yeah.
But I think there's a place for that, and I don't think the place is in consumerism.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking PETA. Also, they made like that one like parody video game of like Cooking Mama.
Oh my
that
god,
one parody video
they made
game
a
about
couple more than a
Pokemon.
couple of parody video games. They're all
And they're
Wait, they did
first
a
of all
parody of
poorly
Cooking Mama?
coded. Yeah, and it's like she's mutilating this animal. I'm like, she's cooking a turkey.
Oh my
like,
gosh, this is amazing.
Like you're allowed to cook turkey. Like if someone's a vegan and they're like, I don't like people doing that. Again, that's fine, but they're not monsters for doing it.
also like
They're just normal people.
yeah, not the turkeys. No,
Oh my god, don't do that.
I didn't know. I didn't know I was capable of doing that, and then it just happened.
Yeah, it was nice. I'm glad you found out more about yourself.
I'm not. I feel very uncomfortable about the whole situation. Really,
I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
feel like
oh my
I'm just-
gosh.
I feel like maybe
There's
I'm a
blood
lizard
in
person
these
now.
eggs. This is a. This is
Yeah, no, I don't know if PETA knows how eggs work, but there's not blood in them.
Are you sure? I've eaten
sometimes.
many an egg in my day.
and sometimes, yeah, there's sometimes blood, but not.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know, man. I
But
feel
again,
like there's no like egg liquid in there. It's all just blood.
Shoot, you're right. Oh my gosh, has PETA ever seen an animal in their life? This is the most disgusting thing.
I feel like that's
I don't think they
the
have, honestly.
point, isn't it?
Where are you playing it right now?
No, I'm watching it.
Okay. I thought you were playing it. I was like, oh, interesting.
I'm playing it on air.
Yeah, put that on the video.
Please,
No,
please
I
don't.
don't want
Yeah,
Cinnamon
it's
Toast
very,
Ken
like,
to copy strike me, so I'm gonna pass on
It's
that.
also kind of graphic
It is a little graphic.
and doesn't make me want to stop eating meat because, like, the thing about eating meat is, like, I have an understanding of what it is. And, like, I get that it's not always an ethical process. The biggest thing I've got for it, if ever there comes a day when an alien civilization comes down to Earth and is like, we're taking over and we're going to farm and eat you guys,
Mhm.
and they have, like, the weapons and they prove superior in the battlefield, fuck it, dude, go for it.
Yeah,
You know, like, if,
I mean, hot.
sure, there should be, like, a time for, you know, ethics and talking, but, like, end of the day, if someone's got control and they decide they're going to do something,
Also, I will.
shit sucks, but they're going to do it.
Hot take. Cows aren't sentient, so like fuck them a little bit. Like I'm not advocating animal cruelty. That's not what I'm doing. But also like
I hope they are
there's a big
sentient.
difference between fucking herding up a herd of cattle and treating them poorly, and herding up a horde of people and treating them poorly. Like those are not comparable.
see, I would say
It might, to a
that
higher being, it would be.
that falls way more into a questionable realm because while I don't disagree with you, there's definitely a lot of people who do.
Cows are just grass dogs.
They are. That is true. But also
Tasty grass
People
dogs.
love
So
their dogs,
tasty.
though.
people
I really don't like beef that much. I don't eat very much beef.
People love their pets, and that makes me, I don't know, that weirds me out. Because I don't know that I've ever loved anything as much as some people love
Have
their
you
pets.
never loved anything?
I like my cat. She's
I
alright.
liked my cat too, and you know, I was real upset that I had to, you know, fucking bury her in the backyard. But like, also at the end of the day, it's just a cat. There are other cats. I can go get a new
It's
cat.
just a person. There's other people.
I mean,
It's the impact it has on your personal life that really defines what it means to you.
and apparently it didn't impact that much because I don't know, I got over it.
And there you go. Well, you get over it, but you get over losing people too.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like there's a big, to me, there's just always been it's always weirded me out how much people love their animals. And not in a, like, I'm not saying this as like, oh, you shouldn't love your animals. Like, that's not what I'm doing.
That's
I
the
just,
vibe I'm getting here. Man,
Let's say
confirmed
that.
on air,
Here,
Dan
off the air,
hates
We
animals.
hate you to like your animals. If you even think an animal is neat, fuck you.
yeah. And you know what? I take it back. That is exactly what I'm saying.
Shoot,
Thank you.
dude, you sure are.
Oh, no, wait. I'm the monster now. No.
Remember, guys, no fun
like
if
that bit.
Dan doesn't agree.
No, people can like whatever the fuck they want. I just don't get it. Like this isn't like oh, you're wrong for having an emotional attachment to your animal that transcends like beyond how you feel about like another human being. I just don't understand.
Well, usually it's not like they love them more than people.
There
And if
are
they say they do, it's
so
more
many
of a
people who would make that claim.
But I feel like when they say that, and it's more of a shallow thing than an actual, like, they truly mean it. But sometimes people probably do. I think it's just a matter of, like, your exposure. Like, you know, my cat is with me, like, every minute I'm home, pretty much.
Wait,
And, like,
Dan, doesn't your girlfriend love dogs
Yeah.
more than a lot of
100%.
people? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I just want to make sure.
Her and I have had
But
this
there's still,
talk,
like-
and as much as I enjoy the animals that she has chosen to attach herself to, that doesn't mean I get it in the same way that she does. Like, I just don't. Luckily, she doesn't listen to the podcast, or maybe she does. Maybe she's gonna go back through the backlog and hear this. Hi, babe.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. You're allowed to have a disagreement.
Nah, man.
It's not
Nah,
like-
man. Everyone knows your girlfriend has an opinion. Boom. Agree with that opinion 110%. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong.
see, that's one of those things I really
I hate it so much. This is.
And
I
obviously,
hope
white
I was
people
clear that that was
relationship
Well,
true.
yeah,
culture.
I know you're joking, but, like, people are genuinely like, woman's always right. I'm like, don't
No.
you understand, like, the
Happy wife,
struggles
happy life.
of women throughout history that you're, like, being completely diminutive towards by saying that one simple sentence? Like, it takes a lot to get to a point where you can talk on equal footing.
Mhm.
And like, even if we're not completely there, like just saying like woman's always right as a woman, like you should be smarter towards the trials of women.
And I hate it because people use it as a way to dismiss like how the other person is feeling about something and just like going along with whatever they say. I know a couple of people and who like say that as like well, you know, I didn't really agree with it, but you know, woman's always right. And I'm like, no, this is the kind of shit you talk out like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And get to a point of agreement, and if not agreement, a point of compromise, not I don't agree with this and don't understand it, therefore she's just being a crazy bitch. Like that's literally people fucking like that was an entire thing for a long time that bitches just be crazy, yo. And, like that was a valid like medical excuse.
Women be shopping.
You're right. Women do be shop. That was, but like that's what I'm saying. That used to be a valid like medical condition.
Dude, that's the worst thing back in the day. Like, oh no, well we think we've diagnosed her with hysteria.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just called being a woman disease. It's like back in like the 1800s, a woman has a problem. Let's put her in a sanatorium and tell everyone she has hysteria.
Yeah. Oh,
she's like,
yeah, 100%.
Hey, I feel like my life is suboptimal and my husband is not treating me. She's got a disease of some kind.
Fucking crazy bitch. Yeah, no, 100%, and I hate that, and it disgusts me.
And again, it's kind of like, it's weird being like three straight white men talking about
women's rights, yeah.
But I'm really like, it's one of those things I don't care. I'm like, I'm going to talk about it anyway, because like I'm a feminist, and like, I think I had this conversation earlier today because someone was like, I'm not proud to be an American at all. And I was like, not even a little. And they're like, no, I hate America. I'm like, well, you know, I'm proud of it, I guess.
I'm proud of the good parts. We've done good stuff.
We've got good stuff. Like America is not a shit country.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a terrible president. But the cool thing about America is in a couple years, maximum 6 years, we'll have a different one.
I was gonna say you'll have a brand new one that you can choose
and we have
to
an
like or
opportunity
dislike.
to advance and change like the world through the system. And of course it's fucked. The system's completely fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But like again, I'm not gonna be ashamed of something I can't change about myself.
No, I heavily agree with that.
Yes, I get it. I'm a straight white dude. Yeah, I get it. Haha, you know, talking about women's rights. But at the same time, like I think about these things. I have books on feminism. I read about it. I think about it. I talk to people about it. And for someone to tell someone else or someone like me to be quiet and don't talk about it because it's not my problem, like, I
mean, that is people.
What
that
if I said that to
attitude
you?
Of be quiet, don't talk about it. It's not your problem. Is literally the problem.
That's what got us in that position for so long. Is people weren't allowed to talk about it because it wasn't a problem that needed to be addressed, and the people who wanted to address it were seen as less important.
Mm-hmm.
And like, sure, I know again it's very different because of the position I'm in, but like again, I can't wake up and be a different ethnicity.
Honestly,
or be a woman.
One of the things that makes me like the angriest is when people say that you're not allowed to have an opinion on something, as in like
in a genuine sense and not a like, well, your opinion's wrong.
And not like, oh, you're wrong. Like, Dan, you're not a gamer. You don't know the troubles that I go through as an oppressed minority.
True. We have a lot of problems as gamers.
We as gamers, people don't understand what we've gone through.
Please rise up. Can we please get gamers to rise up?
Oh my gosh.
The real
have you ever looked into that hashtag? Because it's the best hashtag on planet Earth.
No, because I've been scared that it's going to be people who genuinely believe it. At that point, I feel gross.
That's the best.
Gamers, rise up,
but
gamers.
Anyway, the people that say you're not allowed to have an opinion on something just because you're A, B, or C, I know that I am not informed on a great number of things. I try to not have an opinion on things that I don't understand enough for me to feel like I can speak on it. But I don't appreciate someone telling me that I'm not even allowed to learn about it or try to voice an opinion because A, B, or C.
Yeah. And like, I guess if someone's like, well, did you haven't like learned about it? Like, that's annoying. And like, you can talk about it, but like the things that bother me the most are when it's things you don't have any power over. Like if someone like makes fun of you, like, oh, stupid American, like I can't change that.
Yeah. I
can live my entire life and I'll never be able to change the fact that I was born in America. I'm already too ashamed of the fact that I was born in Ohio. Like, I
forgot about that.
But I can't change it. Like, I was fucking born in Ohio. Unlucky. But it's, it's the things you do after that fact. And I think if everyone who's in America that doesn't like America just runs away, America just gets worse. But if everyone who's in America and doesn't like America bands together and points out the issues and works towards fixing them, America becomes so much better and can become something they're proud to be born from.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I guess it's easier to run away from problems.
No, I need you to,
I've had them my whole life anyway.
underneath that speech, I need you to put some real good American music underneath there.
Gamers rise up.
Yep, they want the music. I'll just loop him saying "Gamers Rise Up" auto-tuned to "America the Beautiful."
Can we please get the audio from the poop sock video?
The what? No,
the audio from the poop sock
absolutely
video.
Not.
Gamers, rise up. Also, guys, I gotta say it. Bird Box, Bandersnatch. Nobody just says pussy anymore.
Wow.
Back in my day, we just said vagina.
I didn't think that's where you were gonna go with that. I thought you were gonna say, Dan, oh my gosh, shut up.
But for real, Bandersnatch is probably the dumbest name for anything ever. And Bird Box is very dumb also.
See, Bandersnatch I'm fine with because it's that was a something in a Lewis Carroll book.
That makes it that much worse.
Really? Oh, you're not a fan of
No,
Alice
I don't
or Through the
dislike
Looking
him.
Glass?
Not really.
No.
I don't dislike it. It's just like, all right, cool, we get it.
No, that's
You're
fair.
zany. You're zany.
We get
I'm
it.
gonna go
You
read
did a
sad
lot of
books
drugs,
by Japanese
okay?
people. Yeah, I'm gonna go read sad books by Japanese people and, you know, be able to feel superior because I don't read things that are positive.
Shoot, dude, you sure don't.
It's like I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and she was like, we were talking about, because her favorite author is this Murakami guy. Like, she lent me the book, and then like I started reading it, and I was like bending it all over. I'm like, I'm just gonna go buy it because I really like it, so I just gave it back to her. She lent it to me, and I love it. But we were talking about books. She's like, "Oh, you're really well read." And I was like, "Nah, dude, I just like to read things that I can name drop," which is like 40% true.
I mean,
Probably even less than that.
I can respect it though, because I would be lying if I said I've never checked out anything in my life just for the purpose of being able to name drop it.
I mean, it kind of like, you know, I think it started as a name drop thing, but like, you know, there's a little bit of being like, oh yeah, I have pretty much an entire Hemingway library collection. Yeah, it's a good, nice name drop, but it's also like I really enjoy the stories that he writes and the way he writes.
Yeah.
Because the reason I do is just because I like dialogue focused writing and horizontally moving stories, which is what he provides a lot of. I don't like books that are like super descriptive of the environment.
Oh, so you're not a huge Game of Thrones fan?
I've actually read all of those. Not a massive fan, but they're entertaining enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's one of those things, like, you read it and you're just like, this is not necessarily great, but it's fun.
This is me reading the dictionary with more depth.
Yeah. Like, I read those when I was actually in college, just like during class on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, it was like entry level courses, so they're super easy. And I just like sit there and read through them. And I had like a couple hours between classes. So I go to a cafe and just read them. But yeah, I read all of them in like 6 months.
Oh, for sure. I greatly enjoyed what I did read of them. I never quite finished though, which I am a little
Yeah, I've read
bummed
all
about.
5 actually. I really
think
like
I'm
them compared
one
to
or
the show.
two behind now at this point. I read them, or I was listening to them through Audible. Go to audible.com
Good.
audibletrial.com/Pierre.
Good.
But I was listening to them through Audible for a while, and then I stopped working a job that let me like listen to hours and hours of books while I was at work. Because of that,
And they were
I
like, no, podcasts only.
basically. But because of that, it meant that I really didn't have the opportunity to actually sit down and finish them up, because like I'm not going to sit down and listen to what I think I have 20 hours left in my book, something like that. The one I'm on.
Yeah, it's a lot of time to devote to something.
I've never been able to do an audiobook. And I think it comes back to me, like, as soon as an author starts describing things for more than 4 words, my brain is just like, I'm done, let's leave.
I'm outie.
So like, and they started walking through a tranquil. I'm like, can y'all just talk about things that'll make me cry again?
No, stop. I don't want to feel things. That's not why I read books.
Because and I think it's indicative of like just my personality. I'm not saying that those things are worthless or that they're not good, but like I myself am a big fan of like talking.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't noticed over the last 56.5 minutes, I like talking and I value conversation and I value the things people say and have said. And as a result, I like reading things that are conversations, because I feel like people are able to truly get out some good snippets there. Usually because if you're writing dialogue, a lot of times you're drawing inspiration from either other things you consumed that moved you or actual conversations you've had that were impactful. And so I think there's just a lot to gain from reading the dialogue people write. So that's what I go for. And that's why Hemingway doesn't make me fall asleep.
There you go.
But Charles Dickens will make me punch a hole in a wall.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I do like Dickens. Once again, like the name drop aspect is it's pretty great. Oh yes,
I honestly don't like
I've
him.
read Dickens. I don't mind it. Great Expectations. I enjoyed that book. Tale of Two Cities. I enjoyed to a point, but it's a little.
I like Tale of Two Cities.
It's a little much sometimes.
But I like Charles Dickens stories, but I don't like reading them. If you make a movie, I'll watch it and I'll be excited and happy. But if you make it into a story, his sentences fill me with an inhuman rage.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Like, you don't have to go on for 3 pages straight with no periods. Like, it's okay to break them and have people talk.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's obviously just an opinion. And he's obviously a well-respected and talented writer. Just not my forte.
He just needs a different editor.
You know what's a good book? Of Mice and Men. Very up my alley.
You know what? I've never read it.
It's good. Really, it's sad. It's, horizontally moving, I would say, to a point. Mm-hmm. And initially, John Steinbeck wanted to write it with not a single descriptive term, only dialogue. Mm-hmm. That obviously didn't happen because his publisher was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Why would you ever think that's good? And he was like, I want to change the way people read. And he's like, yeah, not now, though, buddy. Not now. Let's give it a couple minutes. I think it would have been great if it was released with no descriptive terms, much more confusing.
Honestly,
but,
I would love to read that really book.
And I think that would have been bold.
Not because I think I'd enjoy it, but I would love to see what feelings it would evoke.
And I think it would have been really bold had it been released like that.
Oh, without a doubt.
However, there's still plenty of description in it. Mm-hmm. But it's very dialogue centric.
Good deal.
And sad.
Probably because he had to just write in some descriptions, and he's like, I'm not rewriting my whole book.
Well, if I had to guess, I don't know the creative process because I was probably like a long time away from being born. Mm-hmm. But I was definitely a long time away from being born. If I had to imagine, he probably like wrote a lot of the dialogue to be descriptive of the area itself. Kind of like how you ever watch like a shit movie and like the characters are like, here we are in the house that my father built 80 years ago. And you're like, it's going to be this kind of movie.
Yes. Horror movies. I see where you're going.
It was probably something like that where they were like, yes, this is the room where someone died 2 months ago. You can see the noose still hanging from the bloody rafters. Mm-hmm. Seeing as John Steinbeck was a meddled author at that point, I really doubt he was going to do that particular, but something similar.
Yeah. Understandable.
You guys got any new developments in this new year?
I have the end of a podcast.
I was gonna say I feel like I might have one, but I couldn't quite put my finger on what it might be.
I do have no new developments at all, actually.
I mean, I have a lot.
I do have one, but I just realized that I don't have one at all.
Yeah, I've been not really a New Year's resolution because it's not really like a new thing, but I've been like trying harder at learning French.
Oh, nice.
Because I've been learning French, through like apps and like some study books and like children's books for a couple of months now, and I'm shit at it. I couldn't hold a conversation with a toddler to save my life. But
I mean, who's want to
learning
really?
Words and conjugation. I love talking to kids.
Why? Kids are the fucking worst.
Kids? All right. Clearly, you have no ambitions to overthrow an empire, because if you want to do that, best way to do it, start with the kids. That's why it threw me off when Anakin killed all those kids. He should have brought them with him somewhere. You kidding me? You got like 20 kids who are about to be like Jedi masters, and you can like indoctrinate them and take them far away. Everyone else they would have known is dead, so you can make them into whatever you want them to be. Children are like that.
Yeah, okay.
And by that I mean basically I like to talk to kids and they'll be like, "What's this?" I'm like, "You want to talk about anime?" And they're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Titties." And then I like talking to kids about anime and literature, and communism is fun too, because it's really easy to get a 5-year-old to understand a base level of communism, and it's but not understand any of the drawbacks of it. Mm-hmm. So you can just convince them basically that that's like perfect, and then they'll like have to talk to like their peers about it and like their parents about it, and then eventually someone's just gonna shatter it with a rock. But for a little while, it's just really funny to make a kid a communist.
That actually sounds like a fantastic hobby.
You make a kid a communist.
If you give a kid a manifesto.
I'd read that.
Did I mention I'm working on with a publisher right now? No.
Wow, you should. You do, man. Listen. Don't let your dreams be dreams,
It's not really a dream of mine.
Really?
It'd be fun to write like a kind of like a comedy book of like how to talk to kids.
A comedy manifesto?
For dummies. Or like the intellectual dumbass's guide to speaking with children.
I could see you with that book.
And it's just like don't know what to talk about? Talk about something that you can relate to their interest. like anime. Kids like cartoons. Anime is similar. Talk to them about anime. Get them into anime.
Anime is like next level cartoons.
Like my sister has a child now. And
Oh, shoot, that's right.
she does. She has a child who is already almost 2 months old, which is not that much, honestly. I'm older than that, so whatever. I could probably beat her up.
Yeah, I bet you could. You know, you should
Like-
definitely introduce her to anime, though.
That's my plan. You know Zach, right? Her husband. He has a term that he uses for me and other people who watch anime, which is Naruto and then the N word.
Wow. It should be clarified that he is at least black. So
I had a conversation about that earlier today, like a joking conversation. My friend Kaylee, who is like very like Egyptian, she was like, we were talking, and one of our friends, because like my friends all know that like I don't think it's cool when like people say the N word,
right?
And they're like, like I was like, oh dude, this guy Kyle, he's like my favorite person. And someone's like, Kyle says the N word all the time, right? And I'm like, what? And I was like, no way. And then she looked at me, she's like, don't worry though, I talked to all the other black people. We said it's cool. And I was like, oh, you got like an iMessage over there or something? And then it was pretty funny. And she's like, no, but really, I don't like it when he says that. I'm like, yeah, me neither. And that made me sad because this guy I thought was cool says the N word. I still think he's cool though, because he's got a lot of other redeeming qualities.
I still think he's cool because he says that, So brave.
Yeah, that's
so
the reason.
Brave.
But yeah, I always tell Zach, I'm like, I'm gonna go make your daughter watch anime.
Do it.
Like if you ever like send her down to Texas for like a week to like come visit, I'm gonna be like,
hey, check this shit out.
You ever heard of Naruto before? She's like, what's Naruto? I'm like, here's a box set.
Hey, kiddo.
Also, here's a season of Seinfeld. I feel like teaching kids to watch Seinfeld at a young age is good for them.
Oh, you know what? It probably is. I don't see why not.
George, you weren't supposed to teach the infant just cause. I don't know, Jerry. That's my Kramer. It's not very good. Let's end the show.
I was gonna say,
fucked it up.
This is
I
really
fucked it up, guys.
This is going on.
This is a good
ruined it,
ending.
guys.
This is a solid ending,
Fucking
and I love
soiled
it.
it, dude. I fucking ruined it, dude.
All right,
Weird
so
fucking episode.
thank you very much, everybody. Oh my gosh, we broke our streak. We forgot to introduce ourselves at the beginning.
Not new year, not new us anymore.
I'm so angry.
I wasn't here last episode, and I would not have introduced myself anyway.
We made
so
it 3 weeks.
And immediately forgot.
one of them with me. So
And a bonus episode. Nina and I even remembered in the bonus episode.
Which, by the way, guys, hey, there's a
we
bonus
should do
episode.
another bonus. We should plan another bonus episode.
Yeah, so check out our Patreon. This first bonus episode will be accessible to everybody, just so you can get a taste of what like a bonus episode is going to be like. It is a full length episode, so that's a trip. But yeah, by the time this podcast comes out, it will have been available for you to listen to for about a week now. So check it out.
Check out that bonus episode.
And you know what Patreon it is patreon.com/offtheair. Of course.
Of course.
You can find links to it on all kinds of things, such as Twitter, where we are at the Off the Air. You can probably find it on Facebook somewhere, where we are OTA Podcast. But it's definitely just easiest to find us at patreon.com/offtheair.
Makes sense to me.
Now, you might be thinking, Noah, you've plugged the podcast, but what if I only want to listen to one of you instead of all three of you?
Well, one,
got your back.
rude.
The problem is the one they'd want to listen to. Go in, say whatever you want.
Yeah, nice try, bud.
So you can find me on literally all forms of social media at this point as Bubbadabad, BUBBADABAD. Check it out.
You got a flipogram?
You know what?
He's about to.
I've been called out. I've been called out.
Please don't make a flipogram. Honestly, it's not worth it.
I don't know what it is, and I'm definitely not going to get it.
Yeah, good. It's just like just continue.
The biggest thing I'm present on right now is Twitch. So if you enjoy hearing me babble on and on and on,
and die endlessly in Left 4 Dead.
Hey, I haven't played Left 4 Dead in 4 years, and I will not have that reflect my Left 4 Deading skills.
Well, I got bad news for you, pal.
It definitely did.
110%.
But yeah, I stream pretty much every other evening at this point. Check it out. It's a grand old time. Everyone else likes it, so I do too. Come on by. Dan, how about you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/borntothrule and on Twitter at bornrule47. I'm pretty active on both. And now that school year started, you guys, I've already been streaming more this year than I did like the entirety of December last year. So
I was gonna say you've streamed like 6 times, which is 6 more times than last December.
Yeah. So we back, bitches. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we back. I'm saying guess who's back? Back again.
All right, Jackson, where can we find you?
Mumbai.
Nice. Good deal. Jackson's cat, where can we find you?
Honestly, if you're ready to know, you'll know.
Shoot, you're probably right there too. All right. Well, big thank you to everybody for listening today. Then.
Hey man.
See you.
Thanks for
next week.
Did you mention iTunes?
Yeah, please just give us a quick little review on iTunes. We would greatly appreciate it. It's just one of the nifty ways you can help us reach a broader audience because iTunes will help plug our stuff for free.
For free,
So,
and
yeah.
then we can stop yelling about, oh, follow the podcast and do all the things and do all the things and do all the things. Speaking
Exactly.
of doing all the things, you also
the
didn't mention the
bigger-
YouTube. Check the notes for the video version, which it doesn't really have our faces, but has some neat little graphics about things we talk about. And if you
You know,
if
put
you
my face on there,
subscribe
Noah.
to it,
Right now?
you
Yeah, your face is right
Oh.
there.
Oh,
Thank
don't
you.
put my face on there. My face does not want that.
You know, put Dan's face on there, but put it as like a layer below my face.
Merge
That
our
way, like, no
faces
one can see it,
together
but like it's still
so
there.
that
And
we
we
are the
both know
same
it.
face.
I'm not merging your
Do that.
faces.
Both 50% opacity. Put them right
uh-huh.
over top of each other. Get our faces lined up. Just do the scaling.
Listen,
We'll
you're a
figure it
grown
out.
ass man. You can figure it out. I believe in you.
What are you, a
I'm
cop? You
so
got it.
angry right now.
So yeah, go there and so
Make us
if
kiss.
you want to see that, and also that'll be in the show notes. You can also find that other places. And if you get enough people to subscribe, we can actually get an actual for real fucking ad, like youtube.com/, and that would be real convenient because I'm real tired of having to be like, oh, we don't have the youtube.com/ yet, but we will someday, you guys. I'm really tired of doing that, so go do that.
I just realized there's a typo in my review of the podcast. I called it a podcast.
A podcast.
Hey, get me on the podcast. Come
Hey,
Get the fuck over here on the podcast.
hey, Jimmy, what you doing?
Hey,
I'm
Tony,
recording my podcast.
Hey, how about you come down to Uncle Jerry's bodega and we'll see what you fuck around with then. Sleep with your faces if you don't record your fucking podcast in the next goddamn second.